today is my first mathematics tutorial, and it will be about division. I want to do long division, but what I decided that I'm going to do today is to give you some basic things that you need to know regarding division, the most basic things that you need to do. I'm trying to lay the groundwork that when I start long division, you will have less trouble understanding, because it's going to be about the basics of division. So I hope you have been liking, subscribing, sharing the tutorials. I'm seeing some good responses, so I realize that people are paying attention. So thanks for the support, for those who have been supporting, and those who have been supporting, please consider doing so. You can like the videos, you can share them, you can comment, and most of all, I would appreciate if you subscribe. All right, so without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the lesson. Welcome to my first lesson in mathematics. And our first lesson is going to be on division. Now, what I've found out over the years is that most people tend to have difficulty with division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, not so much. But division really creates some problem for some people. So let's start at the beginning, very, very basic. Now here we have 12 divided by 4. This is the division sign. So whenever you see this little thing here with two dots, that tells you that's a division sign. So what you're going to do is to divide. So you're dividing 12 by 4. So division is actually grouping. So for example, you have 12 apples. Let's say this 12 represents 12 apples. You want to find out how many groups of 4 in this case. Good? So that's why I have these circles here. So let's say these circles represent apples. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So those 12 circles represent 12 apples, let's say that. Now you want to share those apples or group them in groups of 4. So you want to find out how many groups of 4 you can get out of 12. How many groups of 4 apples each you can get out of 12 apples. So we're going to group them. So let's start to group them. So this is one group. This is another group. And this is another group. So let's count them. This is one group, this is two group, and this is three group. So in all, how many groups do we have there? We have 3 groups of 4 apples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in other words, 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So you can get 3 groups of 4 out of 12. So 12 divided by 4, 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. Alright? Now, let's go on to this set down here. We have 10 divided by 3, or 10 divided by 3. Same thing you're representing over here. That is over here. Now, when we are going to set out a division problem, this is the symbol that we use. A little curve there, and this horizontal line going across. Now, if you notice, we put the 3 here and we put the 10 there. There's a reason why we do that. We didn't put the 3 inside there and the 10 outside there. The bigger number usually goes inside, and the smaller number usually goes outside. Alright, so this reads 10 divided by 3. Same thing, you want to find out how many groups of 3s you can get out of 10. So let's go. Now, if you notice, we have some words here. Now, these are just some little fancy terms that I use to describe the different parts of the mathematics problem. So here we go. We have divisor, which is the 3. The divisor goes outside here. In other words, the number you're going to divide by, you want to find out how many groups of this number you're going to get out of this. So this is called the divisor. Now the dividend, which is this number inside here, right? This is the number you're going to divide into. You're going to divide up this number into groups of 3. And then now up here we have what we call the quotient. The quotient is the answer, and the answer goes on top of this line. Right? Now, when we're dividing, we have certain steps that we have to follow. We divide first, so we're going to say 3 into 10. How many groups of 3s we can get out of 10? So we say 3 into 10. Now if you notice, we have some circles down here again. Let's say we have some more apples here. So we have, in this case, we have 10 apples. And we are going to find out how many groups of 3 apples we can get out of that 10. So let's group them. So 1 group, 2 groups, and 3 groups. So we get 3 groups of 3 apples there. But if you notice, the difference down here is that we have an extra one left out. All right? Now, the reason why we have that extra one left out is because 10 is not a multiple of 3. What do you mean by multiple? Let's say, for example, we have here 12. When we divide 12 into four groups, we get 3 groups without any remainder, because 12 is a multiple of 4. So if a number is a multiple of another, when you divide the smaller number into the bigger one, then you don't get any remainder. So in a case where a number is not a multiple of the other, so in other words, 10 is not a multiple of 3. That means if you should check the timetable, and you should start from the very beginning, you start your 3 times. Then you say 3 1s 3, 3 2 6, 3 3 is 9, but there's nothing to represent 10 in the 3 times, in the set of multiples of 3, in your 3 times table. So the next step would be 12. So you'd say 3 1s 3, 3 2 6, 3 3 is 9, 3 4 is 12. There's no 10 in the 3 times table, because 10 is not a multiple of 3, right? Because there's no way you can divide 3 into 10 and get equal parts without having a remainder. So that's that. Now let's look at it. 3 into 10 goes 3 times. That's why we have the 3 there. The next step is to multiply the divisor by the quotient. So we said 3 times 3 equals 9. The next step is to subtract. So those are the steps when you are dividing. First, you divide the divisor into the dividend, and you get the quotient. You multiply the divisor by the quotient, and you get a number down here. So in this case, 3 times 3 equals 9. And then now you subtract. So 9 from 10 leaves 1. That's why we have R1, meaning remainder 1. Okay? Now, you can check the answer to see if it is correct. And this is how you check it. What you do, you multiply the divisor by the quotient, and you are supposed to get back the dividend. If you don't get that when you multiply, then something is wrong with your answer. You need to check it again. So in this case, the divisor is 3 and the quotient is 3. So we say 3 times 3 equals 9. But guess what? We have a remainder. We don't just throw away the remainder. We are going to add it to the total that we get. So 3 times 3, which is the divisor, times the quotient, plus the remainder. So 9 plus 1 equals 10. That's it for today, folks. I hope you have found that short tutorial interesting and informative. The aim of that tutorial was to just lay the basic groundwork for the next lesson, which will be on long division. Long division, a little bit tricky, not hard, but without this kind of background, you might have difficulty. So I thought it was important to do this. So I hope you found it useful. And just to say thank you to those of you who have been supporting the channel with your comments, your kind comments, your likes, your subscription, and I hope you have been sharing. So if you are new, please do the same. So until the next lesson, I just want to say thank you again.